Hello, I just wanted to make a quick video of some decks that I have just added to my collection. One of them I think I purchased over a month ago, but the rest just came in literally today. And I was thinking about doing a book haul video and then just sprinkling these in, but I got so many books and I tend to talk quite a bit, so I thought maybe I should just separate the two. So without further ado, before this becomes too long of a video, let's go ahead and get into these decks. So I'm going to start with like the oldest of the decks. This is the one that I got over a month ago. It's the Modern Spiritual Latina Oracle. And this one is by Jazmine Alejandres Prasad, also known as Esoteric Essa on social media and just in general in the internet. I don't know a whole lot about her, but I do know that she is one of the more, I guess, popular or famous Latina spiritual girlies out there. And I follow her on Instagram. I like what she posts every now and then, meaning that I see it every now and then and I like it, not that I look at all of her posts and I have only liked one or two. The D's. Oh my gosh, that's what I get when I start speaking Spanglish. Sometimes I get a little bit into my Speedy Gonzalez and I want to talk like these. And then her podcast is on there and everything, as you can see. Okay. So the thing about these cards that drew me to them, and maybe this is also a drawback, is that they're holographic. So that could be very distracting, but it's also so pretty. But they're not hard to look at. Oh, it also came with a sticker that just popped out. I don't know where I would put that, but so the first card right here is Shadow Work. I'm not gonna like do a full deck walkthrough because then we really would be here forever. Okay, so this is a 28 Oracle card deck. Every card is like this combination of images. Just to give you an idea. And they're all holographic. And then after the image, she'll, well, it's the image, obviously, the name of the card. And then underneath, it's like a combination, or like, the way that I see it, it's like a bucket named Spider Medicine. And then in the bucket are all these different words that can strike up some type of meaning, inspiration, idea, epiphany, fill in the blank with what I think hopefully you can understand that I'm trying to say. So like, for example, this one says spirit, oh my gosh, Spider Medicine, and underneath it reads Cosmic Web, Community, Destruction, Femininity, Creating Timelines, and Teotihuacan Goddess. So that last one might be unknown to some people, but also keeping in mind that she is a Latina, and this is called the Modern Spiritual Latina Oracle. So there are going to be references to what a Latina would have references to, but also keeping in mind that being a Latina is not a category that even people who would consider themselves being Latina can fit into just based off of preferences. That wasn't confusing, but okay, so this one I really like. This one's called Protection. And so the eggs are very symbolic and heavy in this card for me, because I know that a lot of the Latinas or Latina practitioners either grew up with or at least know of people that have done spiritual cleansing rites with egg sweeps. So that's the representation there. And this one under protection says empath, energy work, perception, spirit guides, 444, distorted ego, and Lilith. So it's a combination of many different things. Oh, look, they have a curandera card. How cute. Earth, grounding, indigenous knowledge, root chakra, herbs, healer, shaman. So if you've been watching some of my videos, you know I am a fan of the curandera way of life and studying about curanderas. I'm also in a mentorship with a curandera and just learning about shamanism in general is what I am doing in my spiritual path right now, or it's one of the paths that I'm walking right now is what I should say. But yeah, so oh my gosh, I really don't want to do like a full walkthrough, and I already skipped a few of them. Life path, strength. Yeah, it's and the back of the card just says this just like the box. So this is all the same. But it's very pretty to look at, and I like that this is an oracle deck because it just, I don't know, it just makes sense to me. So that's the first deck. Putting it over here. Okay, the second deck that I got is not an oracle deck or a tarot deck. It is a bicycle card deck, and this one is dragon. So I love dragons. I love anything dragon. I have some dragon decks already, but I wanted to have this one specifically. Look how beautiful that is. And let's see if I can get into some of these cards. This is like the Jack looks like. Here's another Jack. Jacks are just popping up for me. The rest of the cards are like the regular cards. Oh, the Joker's my favorite. Personally, I got this deck because I just felt really called to have this deck. It's also one of my favorite colors. As well as I like to have things to kind of play with or fidget with around my work area because I need to. So that's what this deck is for. I don't know if I'll ever really use it for divinatory purposes, but yeah, I really, really am glad that I got this one because it was beautiful. It was an unexpected find and it was pretty cheap, so. Okay, so the next two decks are not decks that I would typically reach for. They're both tarot decks, and I didn't want to buy these decks when I first saw them, when I was looking at a bunch of just decks just to look at them, because they looked like they weren't serious decks. And that is a flaw in me, not in the deck. That's the way that I see it. So back then, that's what I thought was like, I can't take that deck seriously. So why would I buy it? Like, there's no way that deck is going to like work for me. And, you know, after a lot of shadow work and months and being different and trying to push against that, which I think is not for me, I decided to buy these decks. And I also saw them as sort of like a freedom to be able to buy these decks, because I thought that, you know, younger me, as in like child me, would completely fall in love with these decks. And when I put it in that lens, I was like, that's why I need to have these, because these are for my inner child. This is going to help me with any inner child healing that I need to do. So, okay, so the first one of these decks is the Garbage Pail Kids. So it's the official tarot deck of the Garbage Pail Kids. And it comes with a guidebook. And like, just this alone, it's funny because I did not grow up in the 80s. And I was not a fan of Cabbage Patch Dolls. And I didn't even know Garbage Pail Kids existed until I watched an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And there's an episode where Charlie owns like tons of the Garbage Pail Kids cards. And Danny DeVito, I forget his name in the show, but Danny DeVito is trying to basically con him out of the cards so he can make a profit out of them. And that's when I was like, what the heck is a Garbage Pail Kid? And then I went down that rabbit hole. And I was like, oh, these are kind of funny. These are kind of fun to look at. When I saw there was a tarot deck, I was like, what? Like, but like, okay, so the artwork and the detail, even like in the box, is like so cool. So, okay, look at this. So it comes with a little guidebook, and it's all in color, like. Like, I get so much joy just flipping through it. It's funny. But yeah, this is all in color. And then this is what it looks like on the inside. I think it's funny that the back of it is not colorful, considering how colorful the cards are. But it's still really cool design. Colorful all the way on the inside. I love it. Oh my gosh, when I tell you I fell in love with this deck the moment I opened the box. So the cardstock isn't like super hard, but it's not cheap. I want to say it's decent. I've had some really, really flimsy cards. These aren't as flimsy, but they're not the strongest either. But, oh my gosh, I love this. I love this deck so much already, and I haven't even used it. So, this is the design. Every single card has a black border with, like, these, like, yeah, they're silver. It's hard to catch it in the camera, but they're, like, this silver design around of, like, bones and apple cores and just like garbage stuff, of course. And this is the Fool's card, if you can't read. And just like look at the imagery. Like you could stare at the card. Like at least that's how I feel about it. And I think that's the type of cards that I should have for my inner child healing and introspection. I think this is exactly what the shaman ordered. Crack myself up. Okay. Okay, how cool is this? Like, look at the magician card. He looks like a little Albert Einstein. And look at all the symbols. The infinity symbol, the cup, the coin, the wand. Like, oh my gosh. And by the way, that's his brain. like, that's his wand, and then there's brain with like blood coming out of it. But then infinity in his head with a bunch of other things. Like, oh my gosh. I could just talk about this whole deck, card per card, probably like forever. I'm just so in love with it. Okay, look at this. Oh my gosh. The High Priestess. Look at this beautiful alien. Oh my gosh, I love it. And each card has a character, obviously, and each character has their own name. And in the guidebook, it'll tell you like their name and then like what it means and stuff like that. But I think it's so cool because a lot of, like, I'm not trying to call people lazy, or maybe I am. I don't know. I'll decide on that later. But the fact that this is a tarot deck, so we're not talking about no 20, 30 cards. We're talking about, is it 78? Yeah, 78 cards. 78 cards, and every single card is unique and different and has a new character. I just kind of felt like Chris Traeger. If you watch Parks and Rec, you know who I'm talking about, because he goes, and. Anyways, it's just, I just love this deck. I'm also not going to show you every single card because I will be here forever. Oh, I love this one. I haven't gone through every single one, so that's why too. But the Hierophant. Look at that. Look at the massive brains on this girl. Little yellow bow. Oh my gosh, I love this deck so much. I think I'm gonna start carrying it with me to school just to look at it. Oh my god. Okay, I just randomly opened it to this one. It's the Queen of Coins. Look at the Queen of Coins. She's a little witchy poo. Oh my gosh. I'm continuously becoming more and more excited every single time I look at a different card that I haven't seen before. Okay, I need to stop. But yeah, absolutely loved this deck, and the fact that I was hesitant to buy it in the first place seems so beyond ridiculous to me right now. It's not even funny. But yeah, I cannot wait to start using this deck. I am going to bless it in a unique way and personalize it. So I'm going to wait on working with it, but I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Let me see if there's something I want to show you here. And the artist of this deck, she's actually an artist for like comic books and things like that. So that's why also the artwork is just to die for, in my opinion. Okay, look at this. This is the one for the Hanged Man. And this specific character is Wacky Jackie. And it says, and then it has the upright and then the reversed meaning. So for the Hanged Man, it says, Wacky Jackie finds herself suspended down by the ankle from a tree branch. Or it says by the ankle, not down by. Hanging upside down, she sees the world from a whole new perspective. The Hanged Man represents moments of stillness, delays, and the need for a change in your point of view. If you feel like you've been driving yourself crazy, trying to accomplish something, but not making any headway, it could be time to pause and think about how to approach your mission from a new angle. Simple, clear, cute little guidebook. And then they also created new characters for the deck. So when it's a new character, it'll say, "Oh, new character." And this is Beachy Brian, which is the son. Oh, it's so adorable. Oh, I can't. So this one, I got Inner Child Work. And then the second one is also based off of the same idea. And this one, I think, both of these are pretty popular, I think. But I've never seen really anybody working with them. But I also don't watch a whole lot of tarot channels, so... But anyways... This is the Shadowland Tarot. I'm pretty sure more people probably have this one or have worked with this one. So, it's a big box. And I'm like, why is this box so big? Then I open it. Another, like, beautiful, like, design of even the box. And the book is huge. And it's like a full-on book. It's got a shiny cover... And it's also in color. Like, so worth the money in my opinion. And this one shows the card keyword shadow message. And then the reflections, which also make it great for inner child work or shadow work. And I had no idea it was going to come with this. So apparently my intuition's on point. But yeah, this is just amazing. I went through every single one of these cards because I was able to go through them without acting like a spaz like I did with that other deck. That's why I didn't go through all those, because I just kept on getting crazy, which you kind of saw. But this deck is so cute, and I adore bats. Well, I mean, think about it. Like, if I love dragons, how could I not love bats? And look at these cute little guys. Oh my gosh, so cute. Okay. So these are some heavy, like some pretty thick cards. I haven't tried to shuffle them yet, but look at this. Gold. Wow. It's so shiny. And I thought it was funny that, like, this is called the Seeker, because that's what my friend calls herself. This is the Magician card, which I absolutely adore because it reminds me of a mad scientist dream I used to have when I was a child. Yeah, like, I look at these cards and I feel like I am part of the world of a favorite childhood storybook that I once read that I have never read. Does that even make sense? Strength. I love this one because she's holding a dumbbell, and you know, if you know I work out, then you know how much I love working out. I've been working out forever. So that's beautiful. It's just so many cute little cards. The Justice card, look at that. So cute. So yeah, I am just like, oh, and then I love that the Hangman was a little bat. So cute. Okay, I think I'll stop there. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this video, and thanks for those who watched.